Hello, it is Cindy Walter, the Healthy Knitter. I am a health and wellness coach that has combined my love of selling health and wellness products truly with one of the key pillars I teach and preach on, managing stress, through my knitting. And I've kind of combined that all together and started a podcast to talk about both, mainly knitting, but I like to at least get one health tip in per podcast typically, and try to offer some encouragement, some support to try to help everyone on their health and wellness journey. So I have been a health and wellness coach for 13 years, and I sell products that help people manage their weight, help with stress, people that are into working out and fitness. I have products for that. Healthy aging is a huge category for us. And that's what I do. And I teach the importance of exercise, which we're going to talk about today, and nutrition and hydration, sleep, and managing stress. Enter knitting. And knitting has been so awesome to help me personally manage my stress. I'm a high energy, high stressed person. I tend to overextend myself and overwhelm myself and get myself all stressed out. It's all self-imposed if you keep hearing the word self. And so knitting has been something that I can do to really help me be calm and be present and be in the moment and feel productive, even when I have times of sitting in a car for 2 hours, keeping my hands busy. So I just want to share that love with others in hopes that maybe it will help them too. So we are going to talk a little bit about health today with just kind of in one of those categories, the exercise category, with some tips. And I guess we'll start there. What I'm going to title this is the Walk Every Hour Knitting Challenge, and really want to express the importance of getting up and moving our bodies, because how many of us get involved in a project and we are completely obsessed with it, and we could literally sit in one spot for hours and hours because we want to get the chart done, or this part of the sweater done, or we want to get the arms taken off so we can start knitting the body in the round. I mean, I've done it a million times. So I really want to encourage everyone to, once an hour, set an alarm and get up. Walk around the house, go outside, better yet, get fresh air, walk around the outside of the house, do something, but get up. And I've got a couple talking points that I just kind of want to share with you. Knitting is so calming for the mind, and it's why I love it so much, but the body pays the price if we sit too long. I was just listening to a podcast of 3 ladies a little bit older than me that all had different things wrong because of their knitting. One of them had neck issues, one had finger issues, pain because they're doing the same repetitive motions over and over again. So we've really got to take care of that and not neglect that, so knitting is not taken away from us. And honestly, I think why I'm so passionate about this is because running has been taken away from me. I have run since I was a teenager. I remember being in high school, loving to run. I had a girlfriend, a neighbor, Tia, that we used to meet up and walk and run together. And it's just been a huge part of my life. I did it in my pregnancy till I couldn't do it anymore. As soon as I got done having babies, I did it again. I had babies and baby joggers, and that was how I stayed healthy all these years. And because I took care of myself, but had I known what was going to happen to me now at 57, I would have done a lot more cross training, a little less running, a little more weight training. It was kind of too late for me. I did the damage. So I don't want to make the same mistake with my hands, my neck, my posture. I want to make sure I preserve everything I have so I can do this. I want to be doing this forever and ever and ever, making gifts for my grandchildren, my friends, my family, myself. And I don't want that taken from me. So I want to do whatever I can to take care of my hands, my neck, all of my body, because we don't want to be stiff. We don't want to be sore. We don't want to get fatigued because of our knitting. So why we want to get up and move. We want to increase circulation. We want to bring oxygen and nutrients to our muscles and our joints. When we sit for too long, those things suffer. So that's one reason we want to get up. It reduces inflammation. When we sit in one position for long periods of time, we get inflamed. Have you ever gotten off an airplane and your ankles are swollen? That's why. You're sitting in one spot for a long period of time and our body gets inflamed. We can get hand and wrist swelling, tight shoulders if we sit too long. I know when I sit for too long, I get up and it's almost like I limp for the first few minutes. My legs just need a few minutes to get warmed up. And I'm like, okay, no, I need to get up. And we also want to make sure we're preserving our posture. I've talked about this before. Just even once an hour, getting up, doing a quick walk, doing some shoulder rolls, making sure we're really working on our neck, because we tend to be hunched over like this all the time when we're knitting. And we want to make sure we do the shoulders up, back, and down, and our posture is good. And if someone took a picture of you while you were knitting, what would they see? Would they see our posture like this while we're knitting? Or would they see more like this, hunched in our chair, kind of rolled over? So we want to be mindful of that. So what are some things you could do? Just literally getting up once an hour. Yeah, obviously we need potty breaks, but getting a drink, going for a quick walk. Like I said, getting up, getting outside and doing a quick lap around the house, rolling our shoulders, maybe getting on the floor if you're able and doing a few Pilates moves, some leg lifts, some ab work, something just to move your body, some yoga stretches, anything. But once an hour, set an alarm and move your body. Just maybe being mindful also of deep breathing when you're in the knitting mode and you're sitting. Maybe do some mindful breath work while you're there. Also, that could be beneficial for you. And really just focusing on every hour I'm going to get up and move. And while I'm sitting here, I'm going to work on my posture. I'm going to take deep breaths. I know for me, I like to set the tone when I knit. I'll put a candle on. I'll make sure I have something to drink. It's either a warm, cozy drink or, typically like this time of day, I'm drinking my protein. So I've got clear protein in here. So it's something, have something near me to drink. Not tons of food, certainly not junk food. We want to stay healthy. So I'll not keep food at my area where I'm at, but I'll keep a drink always. And then I stay hydrated, and then I'll get up and I'll move. So things like that will just be huge. So the thing I just want to recommend is setting that alarm once an hour, top of the hour, or whatever, wherever you want to do it, but once an hour. Or if you're someone that likes to watch TV while you knit, maybe consider getting up on commercial breaks or something like that. And that is it for my little helpful health tip for you today. Just remember that knitting is a gift that we give to ourselves, we give to our nervous system, and movement breaks are a gift we give to our body. So when we can pair the two together, we can knit longer and happier and certainly with less pain, and that's what we want. All right, so what am I wearing today? I am wearing my Stockholm Slipover V-neck by PetiteKnit. And this is in Blue Sky Fibers Prairie in the color Yarrow. And I love this. Honestly, if I had to do it over again, I wish it was a little smaller. It's a little big, but I will probably never wear this without something underneath it, so it's fine. I could even wear this with a nice collared shirt. But it is a little big. I probably could have gone down a size with this. I always consider myself, I look for the bust measurements always, but I consider myself a woman's large because I have wide shoulders, broad shoulders. But comparatively, I'm probably more of a medium. So sometimes I go for the larger size when I probably should go down a size. So I just need to be a little more mindful of that. And when I talk about my next topic, you'll see exactly why I get nervous. So my one finished object is an Icelandic sweater that I made with wool that I bought when I was in Iceland, leftover wool that I had here at the house. And I did an old pattern in a book that I have that's about 33 years old-ish. And I'll show it to you. It is my finished project, and it is beautiful. It is beautiful. And I made this. So these patterns are so old. The sizes are, there's 3 misses sizes and 3 men's sizes, and that's it. And I've made one of these for each of my kids. My husband's gotten one. I have one. I made a cardigan last year. And I've always made the men's mediums or largest because I've made them more like a jacket, and they've been a little oversized, but they're great. So this one, I wanted to be more fitting for me, to not be so oversized. And so I followed the instructions for the women's Mrs. It didn't even say women's, it said Mrs. large. And it was just about perfect for my bust measurements. And I got going on it, and I was just slightly under gauge. I think it called for 14 stitches for 4 inches, and I was 13. So I was just under gauge and didn't pay too much attention to that. And went along my merry way and knit the sweater. And when I was all done, or when I got close to being done, I'm like, this looks a little small. Not crazy small, but it looks a little small. But I wasn't terribly concerned because I knew I was going to block it, and I knew I could probably get some stretch out of it. So when I tried it on, it was a little tight in the chest area. The sleeves were a bit short, and I measured the sleeves and everything. So I was so puzzled at how this could happen, because I actually physically put the sleeve on my arm, and I knew how long it was, and I measured. Anyway, it was still a little short. So I blocked it, and I took the measurements, and I ended up getting several extra inches off of it. The sleeves, I think I got an extra 1.5 inches. I widened it a bit, and it's really, really nice now. So I am pleased with it. But again, lesson learned, really looking at those sizes. And it's really made me think about next project, really being a little more mindful of the size. I don't mind things being slightly oversized. Obviously, if they're too tight, I was thinking, okay, what daughter's going to get this one? And now if any of them are watching this, they're going to say, me. But I didn't think it would fit me, but it worked. We're good. We're all good. All right. So on to whips. So I would say the one I've spent the most time on is my Monday sweater by PetiteKnit. And I just got the arms, the sleeves on the barber cord. And I am now going to be knitting in the round. I wanted to get it to this point so that I could just mindlessly knit now and work on that. So I have now switched to a little bit of a lighter Icelandic wool. So this is the Croft DK in the color Tangwich. And then this is leftover Icelandic wool that I had from my 4 sweaters I did for my kids. And I had the first one I had was just a shade darker than that. So I did alternating rows as I switched over. And I think I'll be able to notice the difference, but it's really, I wanted the effect to be more of like an ombre, where it'll be just a tad bit darker on the top as the bottom. I don't think you can really see it. Now, I've only got a couple rows of the new color in. So I should have enough of that to do the rest of the body and the sleeves. I hope, we'll see. Could be in trouble again, but we'll see. All right, so that is the one I've spent the most time on. The second is in this little bag that, again, thank you to my friend Sharon, resembles the redesign bags. And I found it on Amazon. I'll drop the link below. They come in multiple colors. I know a few of you have bought it since I got it, since Sharon got it. And I love it because when I am on the go, I've got 2 pairs of socks in here. One I haven't touched, so I won't even show you those. But the vanilla socks from the Crazy Sock Lady that I am doing 2 at a time on Magic Loop are coming along. And I've spoke before, if you're a returning viewer, that I didn't start them off exactly the same. These are just for my husband or I, so they won't be leaving the house. When I divided the yarn up, I did not want to pull out and waste, not that I would have wasted, but pull out a whole ton. I thought, well, they'll still totally resemble each other and be fine. You don't hardly see them anyway. So I'm not stressed out about it or worried. But a couple of the tips I've been given, again, my friend Sharon told me to connect the socks and then move the connector up as I go. That's been super helpful. I won't lie. 3 times when I've turned it around, I've knit with the wrong thread on the wrong sock and had to backtrack. So you do have to pay a little bit of attention to that. And I'm sure like anything else, the more you do this, the easier it'll get. I'm getting more and more comfortable with this. Do I like it better than my little 9-inch circulars? At this point, I'm going to say no, but we'll see when we're done. And I'm going to try it again. So next time I do this, I want to make sure the colors are spot on. I'm going to do this again. I want to give this a fair shot. So I'm thinking I like to have a couple pairs of socks on. Vanilla socks always, because they're mindless. I can take them anywhere, bring them to church, choir practice, and work on them in the car, and super easy to bring along. But then I like doing the textured ones too. Like these are going to be when I have some time, I'll get going on these again. This is actually from Knit Spot, and the pattern is Dolomite Sock. And this yarn, it's from a local, to me, shop that many of you have heard about and shop online from, Bare Naked Wools. So it's called Better Breakfast Fingering Weight. And this is a real popular store online. Actually, her store is never busy. I've gone in a few times. I never see anyone there. They're always on the yarn crawls, but she's at all the big festivals and has a remarkable business. She's a really great teacher. I've taken some of her classes online, and I really enjoy her, and I can't wait to make that pattern. So I'll be working on that. And then I'll give you a little update on my herding hens. I need to get back to these. I did a little bit just to see the adorable pattern emerge. Oh my gosh, are these the cutest things ever? So I am hoping that they're big enough. I've really been careful as I made the medium size. I'm kind of wishing I would have made the large size. This is for my daughter, Katie, who does not have as large of a foot as I do at all, but I went up a size with the needle when I got to the color work like the pattern recommended, and I am not doing it tight. I'm being very mindful of that, but I'm a little nervous. I did try. Katie suggested after I did the first hen to try it on, so I had a little piece of barber cord, enough that I could get it over the widest part of the bottom of my foot, but I didn't pull it all the way up over my foot. So I'm feeling fairly okay that these are gonna fit her, but we'll see how they go. But they could not be cuter. So this pattern is you got both patterns, herding hens and baby chicks. So just adorable. And so I can see myself having a color work pair of socks on, a textured pair, and a vanilla pair. Having 3 on so I can go back and forth. And if I am in a place where I have proven to myself I cannot talk and do anything other than stocking that. I cannot do it. So I need an easy project at all times on the needles, and I like having a couple more things that are beautiful, a little more complicated, but I have to be very smart about when I do that and where I do that. All right, so those are the products. I've got some more projects, but nothing else that I've worked on, so I'm not gonna speak about that. A couple more that I need to work on. I need to get my act together on my Christmas stockings that I'll be bringing with me to Taiwan. And I have a little baby dress that I'm working on for our grandbaby that's coming the end of November. So I'll be doing that. Couple announcements next. I am going to be going, I'm so excited, tomorrow with my friends Linda and Lisa to Yarnbirds in Columbus. So it's almost a 2-hour drive for us. And we're gonna pack up for the day. She is open from 12 to 7 on Wednesdays, and she does knit-alongs twice during that time. And I messaged her and said, can I just hang out with my friends and can we bring snacks? Like, what do we do? And she said, oh, come as long as you want. And I'm so excited. So I've got to get my projects, what I want to bring for that, and what I want to work on while I'm there. But if anyone is in the area and can come and meet Lisa and Linda and I, we would absolutely love that. We're so excited to see Robin's store because we've seen her traveling truck where she goes on 2 different occasions. I have at events in Worcester, Ohio, and in Yellow Springs, but I've never been to her store, her actual store. So I'm really excited about that. We'll do that tomorrow. November 15th, I am going to be doing my normal knit along. We do it free on Zoom. We just come together and work together for 2 hours. That has been so much fun, and I've been doing that once a month. But then at 1 p.m. Eastern time, I am going to be doing a Christmas cozy workshop. Let me grab my project to show you. I am testing out my new system. So this is going to be the first time I'm doing something like this. I'll be posting and sharing a landing page where you can register for this. We are going to be doing a workshop. I'm scheduling it for 2 hours, may not take that long, depends on, you know, people's skill levels. You're going to want to know how to basic crochet because we're going to be taking scraps that we already have and crocheting a cute holiday cozy. Is that adorable? Someone sent me a picture, my sister-in-law sent me a picture of this to my daughter and I. Basically, I think she was saying, I'd like this for Christmas. Would one of you make one of these for me? And I thought, I've got all this yarn left over from my crochet bags that is just sitting in a big bag downstairs. I could probably whip this out. I made another one I'll be decorating. And you can put all different patterns on it. We're gonna do a Christmas tree, keep it festive because I'm wanting people to be thinking about using up scraps but giving gifts at the same time. This would be a beautiful little gift just on its own, but how cute to put a Starbucks gift card in there. Or so I'm gonna be, you'll see some marketing. I'm gonna do some pictures, photos, and do some marketing of it by tomorrow. You'll start to see things come out, but I'm gonna put this on a coffee cup and maybe have a Starbucks gift card in to show the idea of what a cute gift it would be, thinking of coffee. But also, how about soups this time of year? This is the cozy time of year. People love to make soups, sit in front of the fire and knit. So putting maybe some kind of a soup mix in here. And that was my other thought. So I'm gonna be doing that. And if you turn up live after I put this out for the call, I am going to be gifting you my ebook that I created with, I think there's 30 or 31 healthy soup recipes so that you can grow your recipe collection for some healthy soups for the fall and the winter. So I did an event in my home, a soup and salad social, and it went over really, really well. The food was fabulous. The soups were great. We had salad with it. I made sourdough bread. It was just such a delightful evening. Friends that knit came over earlier, so we knit first and then we had dinner. And so I wanted to extend that gift and give it to those of you that show up for the event with me. And I am going to see if there's a way that I can record it and then send it out. So that might be something separate. I might not record the actual Zoom because I'm thinking I'm going to allow 2 hours for it. I don't know that it'll take that long, but I may just record the instructions of it. So when you register, you'll get a PDF of what you need. It's going to be as simple as your yarn, a crochet hook, whatever, you know, your yellow and green to decorate with, and a needle. That's it. It's super, super simple. I'll figure out the pattern for you. I figured it out with my size yarn. So I'll figure out the pattern, have that all ready for you. And I'm just super excited about it. I love making homemade gifts. And when my kids were little, I used to always do teacher gifts. And I remember rubber stamping on note cubes. And I would make a note cube for the teacher to put on her desk, and I'd have cute stamps on it. I did all kinds of things. I've stamped on wrapping paper and wrapped gifts with it. But I love giving and receiving homemade gifts. So if we can do that and use up scraps, how cool is that? So I hope you guys will join me. It's my first time doing anything like this. It's free. Just want to really grow our community and get this going and see how my new technology on Kajabi is going to work for me and get this flow going where you'll sign up and register, and then you'll get an email with the PDF and then the recordings, the pattern, and then the recording of it if you want to do it again, so that you have everything that you need to be able to continue to make some of these. And you could whip them out very quickly. It didn't take any time at all to make this. The time it took was for me to figure out how to make this look like the photo my sister-in-law sent me. That I had to do this part a few times. But once I got it, I was like, okay, that's not too hard at all. It's just kind of figuring out the placement of the little zigzags for the tree. But think about it. You could do hearts for Valentine's Day, pumpkins for Halloween, anything, leaves for fall, flowers for the summer. You could be so creative with this and give a whole set for a year if you want. So how fun. And the yarn that I am using up leftover is just this. So I would say this is probably worsted or Aran weight. That's what I would say. So I use that, and then I had sock yarn left over, so that's what I did for my yellow star. I had sweater yarn left over, and that's what I did for my tree. That's it. So, and this was the picture that my sister-in-law sent me. Looked like a Pinterest picture. I couldn't find a pattern anyway. I was even considering buying a pattern when I did it. And when I did it myself, I thought, I'm just going to teach people how to do this. It's just darling. They did it looks like they either did a wooden star button that they sewed on there, but I had yellow yarn left. So I just did a few layers of that to make it a little bit thicker to make it look like a star. Anyway, I hope you guys think it's cute idea. I've talked so long about that I lost my notes now. All right, so listed below, we'll have all of the ways for you to connect with me. Please do on my social media platforms. I can talk with you and communicate a little better there. I love reading your comments, so please let me know you watch this. Give me a little comment. Let me know what you're working on, and maybe some ideas on things you'd like me to share, talk about, any projects you might want to do together, any other ideas like the cozies that could be something we do together. So leave me a comment, like and subscribe if you haven't already, but follow me on my other platforms as well so you can see all the current up-to-date stuff I am doing and posting there as well, and we can communicate a little bit more there too. And then I can see your pictures. If I know you're following me there, I can follow you back and I can see what you're working on as well. Everything I talked about is linked below. People have been asking me about these yarn cozies. Oh, that was another thing. You could actually use these to put your yarn in as well. So I've been buying them. My local yarn shop, I bought several from Jessica. They're adorable. She's got heart. She's got a few different patterns there. You can buy them online. I'll link on Amazon ones that I've gotten. I'll link that below. But you can find them even on Etsy for holidays, things like that, or you can make your own. So it's just when I specially divide my yarn up for socks, I pull from the center and it just keeps the yarn so it doesn't get messy in your bag. So if you're on the go a lot and you're busy, it is nice to keep your yarn contained in your bag so it doesn't get knotted up with other yarns, especially if you have multiple yarn colors going on for projects. It's just a nice, neat, tidy way to stay organized. All right, guys, thank you for being here today. I know it wasn't near as funny without my friend Susan. We'll get her back on. I am so thrilled that she came here and did that podcast with me. She just she finished her one set of mittens while she was here. She just finished her first mitten for her second set since she got home. Got her back. She wants to do the class with us. So you can look forward to that. Hopefully Katie will get on with us too, my daughter. But look for more guests. That was so much fun for me to have her. And I know it's probably more fun for you, not to just hear me talking at you, but to have some more engagement. But thank you guys so much for your support, for tuning in. Have a fabulous day. Happy knitting, and set the alarm. Get up and let's get moving. Bye-bye.